Right, we're on our travels again. We've started our new jobs. It's been enjoyable, been different, but it's good. Up to now, it's good. Isn't it funny how your life can change? Where when you're a kid and you're expected, like you say, oh, I mean, what do you want to be when you grow up? And kids are saying, oh, I want to be a policeman, I want to be a fireman, I want to be this, I want to be that. And what you think, say in your life where you want to be, it never really happens, does it? So life changes. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for not so good. But at the moment, touch wood, it's for the good. The best job I ever did do, and I really didn't want the job at the time, was car sales. It was the best job I ever did. I think because you was interacting with people all the time, customers and obviously the staff who you work with. I think there was a little bit of competition between a lot of us, which I think that's what I enjoyed about the car sales, because you're trying to hit your targets and boost your commission. So that was one job I really did enjoy. And then you said to yourself, you think, oh, I wouldn't mind doing that job. There's one job I've always wanted to do, but I've never been able to do it, and that's like a groundsman. No, it is the same day. It's just that it started to rain and we're taking Ace for a walk. So I've put this coat on and a scarf to keep warm and dry. So many things I wanted to be when I was younger. One of them was never a copper, but I never did any of them. It was what paid well that I went for. So from yesterday being sunny to a rainy day, nice wet weather. Well, it's not nice, is it? Probably doesn't look like it's raining, but it is raining. Oh God. And it's going cold. Yesterday was lovely, and today it's freezing. But it's one of them days. So I've just brought Jan to do a bit of shopping. So while she's doing a bit of shopping, I thought I'd do a little bit of a talk about things in my life. I took the dog, it was raining, now it's stopped. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of talk about my life and me growing up. Like I say, 5 lads growing up in St Helens. You never ever think that you're going to leave that town that you live in, do you? You think that's your area, that's your town. And then when you leave that town, when I left St Helens and I come to Nottingham, I didn't like it. Because it was a lot quieter, believe it or not, it's a lot quieter than what it is in St Helens. Everybody knows your business. Everybody knows you, or knows of you, or knows somebody who knows you. Here, it's totally different. I'm just doing a bit of reminiscing when I was a kid, and some of the not the accents, but basically some of the things we used to say, like phrases or comments. I mean, there was 5 of us, 5 lads, and the oldest brother, I never really ever seen him when I was a kid. He was off and he was married and done and dusted, he was. Just used to see him every now and again, but mostly there was just 4 of us at home. So 4 brothers at home, and 1 had flew the nest. So I was the youngest of 5 of us. So obviously I always had the older brothers watching out for me. at that time, one of my brothers was in the police at the time, and then the other four of us, well, we did our own little thing. But growing up, you used to think to yourself, oh, when I get older, I want to be this, or I want to do this. And you imagine yourself, you can think back yourselves, and you'll say, oh, I'm going to get married, I'm going to have kids, I'm going to have my own house, I'm going to have this. And most of it comes true, depending how you look at life and what you did in your life. But the jobs, what I come across when I didn't really want to work, I didn't really want to go to school, but obviously working brought you nice things and give you the things what you wanted. And there's a lot of people out there who don't want to work, who can work. And I'm not saying people who's disabled are on benefits or anything like that, but there's some people who are on benefits and basically they can work. And there's people out there who I do know who are disabled and they still work and they still get, I think it's called PIP, they call it in the UK. If any Americans watching or anybody from different countries, PIP's like a benefit what people have even if they're working as well. Anybody below, put a correction if I'm wrong on that, because I don't claim for benefits like that. But when you're growing up and you're doing different jobs, I've done loads of different jobs, but like I said, the best job I ever did, and it was a job that I really didn't want to do. I didn't want to do this job, but I went for the interview and I took the job. I thought I'll give it a go, try it, and I enjoyed it. It was car sales. And I think what it was with the car sales side of it, I was still interacting with people. I wasn't stuck on like a conveyor belt. I don't think I could have ever worked in a factory. In fact, I know I could never work in a factory. Not like picking and things like what people do. But the job at the car sales, I really did enjoy it. I should say before all that. I wasn't one for going to school regular. And I was a young dad, and the girl I was with at the time, we was kids basically, and we had a kid, or Danielle. So I was only young, and I mean I was 15 and Mum was 14 at that time. And it's nothing to be proud of, but we ended up getting married. And you think to yourself, oh, yeah, I'm married now. You feel like you're grown up, and the thing I would say to you is, don't wish your life away. I was only young, and I'm going back, what, 37 years ago it would have been. And you think that you've got to get a job then. Like I said, I was in a young age. Then we got a council house. Well, in fact, it wasn't a council house. It was a private company, private housing association or something. And we got this house, and then obviously split up, ended back at my mum's, and then that's a different story. It's all gone then. You move on, you start doing different things with your life. I did some horrible things in my life, which I'm not proud of. And the jobs I've done in the past, these past 12, 13 years, since being with Jan, I feel like I've given something back. Because it's always been sort of the care side of things, the ambulance side of things, patient transport, and then working in the community, then working in a complex care. So I feel like I have been giving something back for the things I've done wrong. But when I think the hardest part of my life's ever been is when I lost our Danielle, and I got to semi goodbyes with her and that, but I never had that interaction. Like father and son do have, because obviously separation and basically I wasn't grown up. But we did get back together and we started talking and that. And then the next hardest thing was, like I say, needing my family at that time when Danielle died, and there was nobody about. Nobody come to help, and nobody come offered. But that's gone. That's another chapter in my life. I mean, we all have hobbies and things like that, and this is one of my hobbies, YouTube, and I enjoy doing different videos, and some are good, some bad, some are stupid, some are daft, but it's about my life and about who I am and the things I've done in my life and the things what I'm doing in my life. But yeah, it's hard when you're starting out and you're growing up and you're wondering what career path to take, and there's other people trying to pull you one way and you're trying to go the better way in your life. And most of the time you think easy money, quick fix, you'll go the opposite side of life. But I've turned my life around and I feel better with myself. I do know I've done some horrible things and I regret it, the things I've done. If I've hurt people, I'm sorry if I've hurt people, and I do feel sorry that I've hurt people. And if I could change things, I probably would. Well, I know I would change things. But when people judge me by my cover, you automatically, because I've got a bald head and I've got an accent from where I live now in Nottingham, it's like you seem to get judged by your cover. But like anybody who gets to know me now, not from years ago, but from now, over these last 13 years, I'd say 10 years basically, because after the 33 years of being with Jan, I have changed. And I'd rather help somebody than not help anybody. And my mum used to always say to me, I haven't got a heart. And that used to bother me. Do you know when somebody says something to you and that like sticks in your mind, you haven't got a heart? And I know after being with Jan and the new friends and the friends what I've got now, or old friends who know me, they know I've changed. They know I've changed quite a bit. And there's quite a few people who say, oh, you're not the same as you used to be, which is, I hope it's a compliment anyway. But I do have hobbies, I do things, I do like doing things, but this is probably the only hobby I've ever stuck with, what I really, really enjoy. Everyone's had hobbies and they do things and then they come off it and then they don't do it. But this hobby of doing YouTube, I've enjoyed it and I still enjoy it. It's not every day I post a video up, because it's not every day I've got something to talk about or I've got something to show someday. If we had a niche of car cleaning and I had the job of doing car cleaning, yeah, I could probably post a video every single day, 2 times a day. But I haven't got a niche on that side of it. It's just about my life. And if I don't think it's appropriate to put my video up about what I'm doing that day to bore you, I won't put it up. But this is about who I am and where I've come from. I was born in Merseyside, a place called St Helens, and like I said, four other brothers, and growing up I was the youngest, and then obviously the oldest is over 70 now. So and then obviously one of my brothers has died. I just enjoy doing my videos when I can, if I've got time to, and if it's interesting. I'm not just going to put a video up for nothing. Probably have sometimes, but not now. I'll do it as if there's something interesting. I just thought to give you this video to let you know about me, who I am and where I come from and what I've done, and how I find my life now better than what I did before I met Jan. It's better now I've met Jan. if that's right. Because she's my backbone. She's the one who steers me in the right direction, and I think we both steer each other in the right direction. My dad, he worked for Pilkingtons all his life, and then he retired. I think it was the age of 64 he retired, my dad. And bringing 4 lads up, which we to be honest, we never really ever bothered with my dad, because he was out working all the time. It was mostly my mum, or mum as you call her, probably call them. We always call me my mum. It's my mum. We've never ever called her mum. But we was always mum's lads, mum's lads. Do you know what I mean? We never really got involved with my dad much. We never seen him much. It wasn't a huggy family either. We wasn't like hugs and kisses and saying love you or nothing like that. And I think that's the biggest regret I've ever had. I never ever told my mum that I loved her, even when she was dying. I think that's one of the biggest regrets I've ever not done. I never ever told my mum I loved her. I don't think I think that's the reason why I'm not a huggy person. I don't give hugs out. I'm not a huggy person. Don't get me wrong, I can give Jan a hug and whatever, but I'm not. If somebody tries to give me a hug, I back away and I can't give hugs. My school, what I went to, basically, I think we was the ones who brought out, the school what we had brought out double glazing, but it wasn't glass, it was wood. All the windows seemed to be boarded up at school, so it was like double glazing wood. You know, you went in a classroom and it was etchings on windows if there was glass in them, or the window's been put through, it's been boarded up. So it was a bit of a rough school, but I enjoyed that school when I went. And my other brothers went to a different school. In fact, one of my brothers did go to the same school I went, and the others went different ones. But I went to a double glazing wood school. It's like when I first come down to Nottingham, because of my accents, they didn't seem to. I had to have Jan translating for me half at time, even down to the place where I lived at the time. I wasn't pronouncing it proper, and I had to keep repeating myself until Jan come along and said the address where we lived. It's different, isn't it? How different accents. Instead I had to explain and say things. I mean, I'm probably saying this wrong, but it's like we used to say if something was old, it was antwacky. If we went in the loft, it was the attic, you might call it. We used to call it the cough loft. So there's loads of different accents, isn't there? That's probably why the English language is so hard to learn, isn't it? We've all got different slangs. I always remember once with my mum, because there was 5 lads, well, 4 of us at home at the time, and there was always fights, and one brother's always arguing with another brother. And my mum used to say, "Carry on, I'm going to put my head in the oven." And I remember telling the teacher in school, basically, my mum said, if we carry on fighting, she's going to put her head in the oven. This was a science class. So we asked the teacher, "Could you kill yourself if you put your head in the oven?" That's what my mum used to say. "Carry on, lads, I'm going to put my head in that bloody oven." I'm telling you a lot about me in this video, to be honest. I mean, there was 2 of my brothers, not the oldest one, the next 2 down, basically, they never ever got on. And they used to chase each other. I remember our Gray used to have a mod scooter and used to try and do it up like Quadrophenia and things like that. And then him and our Colin never ever got on. My mum used to say, and even now to this day I still laugh at it, if you're going out playing and things like that, when we was kids, we never had any phones or anything like that, mobile phones. We just go playing in woods with catapults, guns and catapults and things like that, or climbing trees. I always remember my mum used to say to us, don't come running to me when you break your legs. How can you? But that's what she used to say. Don't come running to me when you break your legs. Just little stupid things, how we grew up. But we still, I think, us as our family, we still had respect for the older people, the older generation. But now that's all gone, hasn't it? And I blame, because when we was at school, if we'd done something wrong, we used to get the cane or hit with this ruler across your hands and things like that. Now all that's gone. If you do that now, it's basically you're sent down for doing it, for hitting a kid. But I think that's where the society has gone wrong, where there's no discipline at school. If you did that now, the mums are up there showing authority, or the dads are up there stamping authority, saying, why have you hit my child? And I think that's what I think we do need, a bit of discipline in the schools. I'm not saying hit a child or hit a kid, or you never do that, but you can chastise them in different other ways. I mean, suspending a kid now or expelling them, they're not bothered. Just don't go to school, do they? That's what they want. Going back to like going to work, I mean, nobody really wants to work, do they? But you know what? You feel better that you've gone to work, that the things that you've bought yourself because you've earned it. You've not been given it by the government, your handouts. I'm not saying everybody can work, and there's genuine people out there who can't work, but there's some people out there who are still disabled, and I admire them even more because they're still getting up and going to work even though they're disabled, in wheelchairs or crutches. And it's just, I think it does feel better that you've gone to work. I can honestly say the things what me and Jan's got, we work for them. The things what we do, we work to get them, or to do them things what we want to do. But there's a lot of people out there who just don't want to work, and I don't understand, because now they've been given that money all the time. The answers you get off somebody is, well, what's the point in working when all I'm earning is an extra £10 a week? That's the answer what a lot of people give you. Well, I get so much on benefits, so if I work, I'm only going to better myself by an extra £10 a week. In my eyes, yeah, but that £10, you're earning your own money, you're not claiming benefits. So that's where you should be more proud of yourself, because you're doing something about it yourself. You're working to earn that money, and you get more enjoyment of saying, I've paid for that because I've earned it. I've paid my own bills, I've paid my car insurance, I paid for my own car, I pay for it. Instead of being given it, you've worked for it.